Y'all, I'm going to get into some of my tattoos on my feet and legs. And then at the very end, I'm gonna show you a close-up tattoo tour. So, starting with the feet. I can't believe I'm showing my feet. This is for artistic purposes only. Usually I only show these on, Well, okay, so we have the daisies here. This artist was really cool. It was actually inspired by the festival, the Electric Daisy Carnival. And I loved going. I went quite a few times. And to some of the first ones, actually. And so, yeah, it really inspired me. But this artist really changed my perspective because initially I wanted all my tattoos to be black and gray. And he was really trying to convince me to get color on it. Like, he tried convincing me like 3 different times. I'm stubborn and I knew what I wanted, but he did it perfectly. He even added white, so the white popped and everything. I actually do like it black and gray, but because now I am so colorful and I do like color, I'm gonna say he was right. I wish I knew who he was, like his name. I can remember his name, but I'm not 100% for certain because I've tried looking him up, and I even remembered his tattoo shop, and I tried looking at his tattoo shop. I even tried driving in the area at one point. This was many, many years ago, so he was cool though. And then this is my other foot tattoo. I have Aleister Crowley on here. It is what it is. And then, okay, now my two most, I'm just gonna say it, my 2 best tattoos. I'm like thinking of some artistic way of saying it. Let's just be straight up here, right? Okay, so these are the 2 tattoo masters that have tattooed me. And when you get to see them close up, you'll know what I mean. To me, they're traditional, but it's like a realistic traditional where it pops out. And I will give a shout out to John Montgomery. He's just no words really. So I just told him I wanted a dream catcher with a cow skull. Just the whole, see, the thing is, getting a tattoo by a tattoo master, and I don't even know if I've heard people call someone a tattoo master, but to me I see it like the master painters, right? They're just the best at their craft in every possible way. And so when he did this tattoo, he didn't even have to do some stencil and all that and just color it in. Like, he was creating it to where it looks like 3-dimensional and coming up with the color palette as is. So he didn't put a stencil on, he literally drew it on. So I don't even know how to describe it besides that, because he's the only artist I've ever had do that. And as far as skill, I think this is actually my best tattoo. And he did a tattoo on my side too that I'll have to show you when I do end up showing off my side and stomach tattoos. So yeah, with this one, it's so cool. And I love it now because it's totally just coming full circle with my vibe. I'm really into the Western goth aesthetic and how it has the cow skull and then it has a spiritual aspect to it. I'm just like, whoa. And yeah, I would really love to get tattooed by him again. That's one of the things I actually regret leaving California for. I know John Montgomery will guest spot at certain locations and travels, so I'm following him on Facebook and hoping that ends up doing a guest spot at a shop in my area, or if I ever happen to travel over on the West Coast. I know he goes to various locations on the West Coast, but yeah, I miss him. So, and here's a prison tattoo inspired right here. My friend at the time did it. It's a cat with a hat. I forget about this one because it's kind of hidden behind my calf where I don't really look too often. And my friend was an apprentice at the time, so it was kind of perfect for what I was going for. And let's see. Well, and then I'll talk about these two tattoos. So yeah, these two were my friend's art. A lot of my tattoos were like that, where I had a bunch of friends who are tattoo artists, and they would want their art done. They just wanted to tattoo their art, or if it was something that they were really into and wanted to do at the time. So yeah, and I ended up obviously really liking it too, so I was down. So this one to me is a shapeshifter witch, which is really cool. And then this is more of a scarlet vibe witch on her broom. I like how they both seem to have their eyes covered and then something on their third eye. So yeah, this one's more shapeshifter, and then this one, I like how it's like she's more focused on her inner intention for her witchy path. Okay, so I'm gonna flip on this side to see if you could see. Okay, this one is by another artist I consider a master tattoo artist. Oh yeah, and then another thing to say about John Montgomery is that he's just really well known for his art, obviously, and also in the music scene. That's how I discovered him, because I knew a lot of people in the hardcore music scene, and he's notorious for doing Mitch Lucker's tattoos. So they kind of had, John Montgomery's art just speaks for itself. It's just, his art's so good, people are going to talk about it. So I had so many people come to me who I knew who were well-known musicians who said they just would go to John Montgomery because he was the best. And they were right. So that's just kind of what that, and this one, he didn't do this one, but just because Mitch Lucker got brought up, this says make every second divine. I've talked before in a previous tattoo video when I was talking about my arm tattoos, but these are quotes from Mitch Lucker, and he was a cool guy. I met him at Showcase Theater a couple times, and I was friends with some of the other guys in his band, but yeah, good times. So, and then this tattoo was done by another tattoo master, Kim Say. She was known on LA Ink, the TV show, and when I saw her on the show, I just thought, oh, she's so perfect. She just seems so sweet, and she was just like she was on the TV show in person. And just something about her aura is just so colorful. I was just so drawn to her as a person, but plus her style, because she also has like a traditional but realistic, because it's really, to me, it's like, it just like pops out. And this is another piece that was just really designed for me. And at the time that I was trying to set up an appointment with her, she was really booked for months and months and months and months. she was booked. But when I ended up talking to her assistant said that Kim loved the idea, and if I wanted, she can get me in sooner, because she really wanted to do the tattoo and was looking forward to doing it. So of course I said yes, and it was a great experience. I want to say with getting tattooed by Kim Se, that was the best overall experience. And getting tattooed by these tattoo masters, it really feels like they're just so immersed in the art. You can just see it through their soul that it is their purpose, that they really enjoy it. They'll be happy I mean, at least with me, I can only speak with my experience, but they're happy to design it. They were really into doing it and knowing what I want as far as placement and everything. A lot of the times when I get tattooed by tattoo artists, I don't really say so much. I try not to. And I really respect the craft and the artist, so I want them to have their freedom of creation because I chose them for a reason. So yeah, this one just came out so good. I love the colors. I'm just like, these two tattoos, even though I've had them for a really long time, I can just look at them and be thinking, whoa, like that's how amazing they are. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you closer so then you can see the tattoos more close up. Aleister Crowley tattoo, the daisies, the John Montgomery tattoo, Kitty, Kim Se. She was just so cool. I just love her so much. Getting tattooed by her, I'm not delusional. I just hung out with her once to pay her to tattoo me. But it was just one of those experiences where I felt like I was hanging out with my best friend. Like, that's how comfortable she had me feel. And also with both John Montgomery, I'm such a fangirl of these two artists. But yeah, with both John Montgomery and Kim Se, it felt like they were just channeling the art. Definitely. Like they were a portal to this multi-dimensional art. It's obviously inspired by things in this dimensional, but it feels otherworldly for sure.